Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be continuing learning test-driven development. I learned from a few sites. Eventually I'm going to use it in my project, but I'm trying to get as much experience as possible. Currently I am using 902 submission escapes. I am using sorry, I'm just checking something out. So yeah, I'm eventually going to be using it on my other projects. I have it here. My screen might be stretched out a bit. If it is and it's not readable, let me know. So let me change my page. So I've been doing it. I've been learning it different ways. I've been learning by videos. I've been learning by Scrimba. I've been learning by reading. I've been learning by seeing examples. But now I'm gonna try to further my learning with Codeacademy. So let's see. So I did some of the beginning tutorials. I'm trying to learn more Jest, but this is, I think, a different one, but they're all somewhat similar. In this project, you'll write a feature test for the development of a web application that allows users to save and display a collection of their favorite quotes. We will call this app Quote Keeper. Quote Keeper should allow users to enter the following information about each quote they would like to save to the app: the quote itself, who the quote is attributed to, the source of the quote, book, article, speech, IRL in real life. What's IRL? Because this course focuses on feature test at the top level of TDD testing period, this project will only cover the feature test process up to the point of getting an error about the exercise phase of your test suite. In order to progress, we would need to drop down to the server layer of the testing pyramid, which covered in another course. The completed form of this project will have a feature test suite that is ready to move on to test at server level. The steps below will guide you through the process of using TDD to write a feature test for the Quote Keeper web app. After you complete each step, run your test suite in the terminal to see the results of your test and what code to write next to. Okay, cool. So let's do start. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so let's see. In this project, you'll write a feature test for the development of a web application that allows, okay, I think I read that. So let's read. Const assert equals required chai. Okay, so we're using chai. Mark the task as complete by checking them off. Okay. Okay, wait. The overall scope of your testing suite is that we want to test behavior that happens when a user visits our project root, which which will be the homepage of our website. Okay, the overall scope of our testing suite is that we want the test area that happens when the user visits our project root. Okay, let's write that down. So when user visits project root, in the file user visits root test.js, write the script block with a doc string that states the content that you will be testing your feature in, followed by an empty callback function. Okay, so I have my assert, okay, so can you guys see this? Okay, yeah. I guess the only thing you can't see is, one second, let's see if I could fix this. So I have, oh no, window capture, no, browser, because here is bash, and you guys can't see that. Okay, whatever. I don't need that yet. I guess I'll just move over, scroll over when you could see that. Okay, so okay, so we're in the user visits root test.js. Okay, right at the script block. Okay, let me see. Try the script block. I just want to make sure I'm doing it correct. Doc string, is chai the script okay, so I think it's just the script. Actually, let me see. I just want to see the documentation. Okay, out there. The script. Okay, so I'm gonna describe. So describe. Okay, so write a describe block with a doc string that states the context that you will be testing your function in. Okay, so the first descript block will be we are in project root, either project root or index project root. We are in project root. Okay, and then callback function. So can I just do this, or do I have to do function? I'm gonna do function just to, because I think that's I think that's correct, but wait, okay, so okay, function, next a second to script. Okay, the script, I wonder if I could just do that as like an arrow function, but Nest a second to script block with a doctrine that states what feature you are testing, followed by empty callback string. Okay, I am testing. What feature am I testing? Overall scope. So the feature that I'm testing. What feature you are testing? So the feature that I'm testing. The feature that I'm testing what feature am I testing? So I'm testing in this code, right? Call quote keepers should allow users to enter the following information about each quote that they would like to save. State. I don't know what feature the testing. Get unstuck. Okay, so he is showing us a video. Can I make this video bigger? Okay, I just want to see. I guess we have to watch it on YouTube. So I just want to see what feature they want us to test or how to name it. So he's just explaining what's going on. Okay, I did step number 1. I wonder if I do this, if you could hear this. Can you hear this?
So what's happening now is that the user is visiting the root.
Okay, I have that. User visits root. Okay, so he does use arrow function. Okay, cool. I'll do that for mine as well.
That is now and we're going to move on to step number 2.
Okay, so this is the part that I don't know what they have to do.
A second describe block with a doc string that states what features you're testing.
What feature am I testing?
So we're gonna write another describe block. We'll just copy and paste just to save time. But right now, instead of the user visiting the room, what we're doing is that we're going to post a quote.
Okay.
Since I'm in the web page, as a user, I would like to post a new quote. So post quote.
Okay, so on testing, okay, wait, let's just see what else it does. Okay, so post a quote. Okay, cool. Let's, okay, so, okay, so let's convert this. Okay, how do I get rid of this for, is my computer frozen? Okay, so let's convert. Okay, so let's convert this. Okay, and then let's copy this, put this here. Okay, okay, so the answer is user posted quote. Is that what we wanted to test? You post a quote. Okay. Okay. Post a quote. Okay. So okay. So I'm just describing it right now. Okay. I'm not doing anything else. Okay, cool. So in this let me just try to understand why I didn't know that. In this project, you write a feature test for the development of web applications that allow users to save and display a collection of their favorite quotes. We call this quote keeper. Okay, quote keeper should allow users to enter the following. Okay, so it should allow users to post a quote. Okay, I see. Okay, save. Nest a second describe block, which that this is. Okay, cool. Okay, inside the empty callback function, add an it block. Okay, so post a quote it. Okay, inside the empty callback function, add an it block with a doc string that describes the desired behavior of the feature you're testing. What is the desired behavior? What is the desired behavior? It displays quote. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go back to it.
Step number 3. Inside the empty callback function, add an it block with a docstring that describes the desired behavior of the feature you're testing, followed by an empty callback function. So inside our describe block, we're going to write an it block. And what the user is trying to do now is that he is going to save the quote.
Okay, it saves the quote. Okay, it saves the quote that is.
It can be anything you guys want. That's just the wording that I choose.
Okay.
Let's create that empty callback function.
Okay, empty callback. Okay, cool. It.
Right, now we're going to.
It saves the quote that is submitted. Okay. Okay. Save the quote that is submitted. Okay. Save the quote submitted. Okay. And then it's going to be 1 second. So actually So I'm gonna just change this to an it. So let's just look at it again. Save the quote that is save the quote that is save the quote that is submitted. And I spelled quote wrong. Okay, save. Okay, so inside, and so let me save. Let's get rid of this. Okay, it saves a quote. Okay, so we did this. So for the next step, you will need to have a quote to use as an example in writing your test. The information you need is the quote itself, who the quote is attributed to, the source of the quote, for example, the quote itself, who wrote the quote, the source of the quote, okay, so let quote equals done. Okay, let author equals this, let source equal this. Okay, cool. Okay, set up inside the callback action for set up 3 cons that will mimic the user's response to each of the input. Set each of the variables to a string based on the quote you chose in the previous step. Should be okay. I'm gonna look at his just to see if I'm doing this correct.
In the next step, to have a quote to use as an example in writing your test. The information you will need is the quote itself, who the quote is attributed to, and the source of the quote. For example, you can read here the quote itself, who is attributed to, and the source. We have provided you a link here where you can see a couple of Bruce Lee's quotes, but I'm going to use the ones here in this example in order to save time and not browse to another tab. Now let's go ahead and move on to step number 4. Sorry, to step number 5. Step number 4 is just picking your quote. Step number 5 is to set up inside the callback function for the it block, set up the 3 constant variables that you will use to mimic the user's response to each of the inputs fields you're testing for. So set each of the variables to a string based on the example
Oh, okay. So that's
Again,
what they want.
the quote that you pick, I will go ahead and use this one right here in step number 4, but you can browse on the Bruce Lee link or just any quote that you like.
Okay, so they want the whole quote.
Now let's move on to the constant attributed. And for me, that would be Marianne Williamson. Finally, the source of that quote.
Source. Okay, cool. I see what they want.
And for me,
Okay, so let's change our let's to const. My computer is so slow. So const quote attributed. Attributed source. Okay, I already have that. So okay, quote attributed. This one, I gotta fix that. Okay, source. So this. Okay, save this. Okay. 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 For my music. Okay, so use the global browser URL to set the URL of the test browser to the root of our project by calling the global browser. Use the global browser variable to set the URL of our test browser to the root of our project by calling. I'm really not remembering these things.
a return to log. Right, so now that is done. And we're going to move on to step number 6. So we're going to use the global browser to set the URL of our test browser to the root of our project by calling .url and passing it an argument of a slash. So we're using the global browser, and on it we're calling URL, and the argument will be a slash. Moving on to step number 7, we are going to fill in the contents of the quote by telling our browser to set the
Okay,
value
so
of a
browser.url. Okay. Okay, browser.url. Okay, cool. So after. Okay, so browser.url and then dash. Okay. Next, fill in the context of the quote by telling our browser to set the value of a particular text area. to do so, okay, browser dot set value with text area followed by text area followed by quote variable that you called. Okay, I just want to see exactly how they do it.
Particular text area element. To do so, we're going to call browser.setValue with text area. We add with the ID quote followed by the quote variable that I created earlier. So browser.setValue. So setValue takes 2 arguments. The first one is
Just want to see how they have it.
where you're gonna set it. The second one is what you're going to set. So where we're going to set the value is in a text area.
Oh, okay, so they define it. Okay, it's not a string.
It has an of quote, and the whole thing goes in quotations. And what I am going to set inside of that text area is my variable quote.
Okay, let's see. So, okay, so text area ID equals quote. I spelled quote wrong. Okay, quote, and then I'll have my quote variable there. Right there, so there. Okay. Did I do that right? Oh, it is a string. So, okay, that's what I was. So it is a string. That's kind of what I wanted to know. Save. Okay. Call set value. Okay, so let's see. I think I could do it from here. So browser dot set value, it's a string. Input element. Okay, so input element with ID equals attributed. Okay, and then we're gonna set it to attributed. Just want to see if I'm doing that right.
From the previous step. All right, let's move on.
Input. Okay, cool. Okay, okay, I did that. Okay, so input call that set value on global browser to set the value of the input with the ID source to const source. So source and then ID source. Okay, did this. Okay, browser dot click with the type submit. So type equals submit. Just want to see how they do it. input, no. Okay, so that's correct. Input type submit. Okay, that's what I needed. Okay. So wait, let me just see. Input type equals submit. Okay. Cool. Okay. Input type equals submit. Okay. Click, and then I don't need anything else. Cool.
Scroll down to the bottom, and in your order summary, you're going to find a link. This link is going to help you access our members' blog and your digital content. Once you click on the link, it's going to take you to our membership account page. If you already have an account, log in. And if you're new, just create an account by clicking Create Account. Make sure to use the email address that's used to place your order. That is how our system will connect the content with your email. Once you create an account, just log in, and there you will see the link again. Click on the link, and this will allow you to access the digital content with chat. In order to download the content, scroll down to the bottom at the end of the chapter menu. Download. That's it. Train hard, guys. Remember, know more, win more.
Am I somehow connected to VPN? No.